In 2014, a young couple bought their dream home, a 6-bedroom colonial house in an upscale New Jersey neighborhood. It was perfect. Until they received the first letter. Dear new owner, I've been watching this house for decades. And now that you've moved in, I must ask, why are you here? No name, no return address, just a chilling sign-off, TheWatcher. Over the next weeks, more letters came. They knew the family's names, their kids' nicknames, where they slept, but no one ever found out who was sending them. This is the terrifying true story of TheWatcher. Derek and Maria Broaddus were thrilled. They had just bought 657 Boulevard, a beautiful historic home in Westfield, New Jersey. It was their dream come true, a classic colonial house on a quiet suburban street, perfect for raising their 3 children. 3 days after closing the deal, Derek checked the mailbox. Inside there was a white envelope addressed to the new owner. He opened it, expecting a warm neighborhood welcome. Instead, the letter chilled him to his bones. Welcome to your new home at 657 Boulevard. I have been watching this house for decades. My grandfather watched it in the 1920s, my father watched it in the 60s, and now it is my time. At first, Derek thought it was a prank, but then came the next paragraph. Do you need to fill the house with the young blood I requested? Better for me. Was your old house too small for your growing family? I see you have 3 children. I have seen them. The letter mentioned their kids by nickname, one's only family used. It described the layout of the house. It knew where the children played, what rooms they'd started to decorate. And it ended with, I will know as soon as you move in. I am watching. Shaken, Derek called the police. An officer came and read the letter. He was disturbed, but there was little they could do. The Broadduses hadn't even moved in fully. They began to worry. Was someone watching them right now? A few days later, another letter arrived. 657 Boulevard is crying for its past. It was the happiest when young blood was in the halls. When I roam by night, I see all. Who am I? I am TheWatcher. Derek and Maria started to feel trapped in a nightmare. They no longer felt safe, not for themselves, and certainly not for their kids. They installed cameras, changed locks, and asked neighbors if they'd seen anything suspicious. But this was no ordinary threat. The letters kept coming, and they were getting more personal and more aggressive. I know your children's birth order. I know what rooms they sleep in. I see your renovations, and I don't like them. TheWatcher began to sound possessive, as if the house belonged to him, and the Broadduses were trespassing. The house is not happy. You have changed it and made it upset. It belongs to me. Leave. The family was terrified. They stopped bringing their kids to the house. They began sleeping elsewhere, and they contacted the previous owners, the Woods family. To their horror, the Woods admitted that they had received one strange letter just before they moved out, but they never thought it was serious. The Broadduses hired private investigators, even a former FBI agent. They suspected everyone, neighbors, mail carriers, local teenagers. One elderly man had several lawn chairs facing their house. Another neighbor's adult son was known to roam the streets late at night. But nothing stuck. No fingerprints, no cameras ever caught TheWatcher, no forensic trail. The letters were handwritten, on cheap paper, sealed in envelopes, and always mailed from nearby. Months passed. The Broaddus family, financially drained and emotionally exhausted, never moved in. They tried to sell the house, but who would buy a home with a stalker? They even offered it for rent, but after another letter arrived, threatening the renters and their children, the deal fell through. At one point, they filed a lawsuit against the previous owners for not disclosing the earlier letter. The case was dismissed. The police conducted a full investigation. They interviewed over 100 people, but TheWatcher was never identified. Some neighbors began to suspect the Broadduses themselves. Was it a hoax to get out of a mortgage? To stir media attention? But the fear in their voices, the letter's disturbing detail, nothing felt fake. Derek even admitted to writing one anonymous letter to neighbors, out of frustration, but denied writing the original Watcher letters. To this day, no one knows who wrote them. In 2019, after 5 years of fear and silence, the house at 657 Boulevard was finally sold at a loss. The new owners never reported any letters. The Watcher vanished. Whispers Unsolved. Subscribe if you dare.